Good morning, good morning, good morning. Why here with the Bergs Run, and I am going to do a little whip and chat, but I wanted to show you how much of this I got done yesterday. So this is the difference between a beginner and an intermediate. So I just finished an intermediate, like a very detailed um, painting, and then I picked this one up, and I have already finished 5 inches all the way across the top. Sorry about that. I'm having a sneezing fit this morning. Oh, anyways, so I am going to start down here, but first I'm going to hold on a second. Okay, hopefully that is all of the sneezes for this morning. But I'm going to put some release papers on my canvas here and cut the cover off so then I can get to diamond painting. Today is Wednesday, the 23rd. I have a doctor's appointment on the internet. I've never done that before. I have a doctor's appointment mid-morning on the internet. So I will just have a little while to diamond paint. Let's clean this one up as well. So on this painting, I kind of wish that I was a washi tape person instead of a release paper person. Just a personal preference. All right, I'm not going to put any on that very last section there because that's the one I'm going to work on right now. Let's go ahead and cut the plastic off. Oops. All right, I'm just using an X-Acto knife. My ceramic cutter is downstairs. I would normally cut it with that because I think you're less likely to cut through your canvas. Whoops, I want to leave that one. I want to pull this one. You're less likely to cut your canvas with the ceramic knife. Let's flip it over and see. I did not. I didn't even come close. All right. So in the trash we go with that. And so this morning, I am going to concentrate on this little section right here. All right, so let's get to it. So how is everybody this morning? It is hump day, everybody. Hump day. Does hump day make your week go quicker, or do you look forward to the downside of hump day? I know for me, it doesn't really matter. All of my days are pretty much the same because every day is different for me. I never know what my day is going to look like. I do have to work from home today, just a little though. And then, I do have that doctor's appointment this morning. My dog is being very needy this morning, so I apologize if you can hear him whining. I don't know what he wants, and I have tried and tried and tried to figure it out, but he is being really, really needy this morning. Go see your daddy. Hubby is home today. He works from home 2 days a week, so he's home on Wednesdays and Fridays, and every other Friday he is off. Not this Friday, though. He is not off this Friday. So it's a long week for him. Next week he is off on Friday. Let's see here. What is there to talk about? Oh, I saw an article the other day on questions you can ask your kids instead of saying, "Did you have a good day at school today?" or "What'd you do at school today?" It was a really neat article. It was like, ask your children, "So what made you smile today?" Or "How did you brighten somebody's day today?" It was like this positive and upbeat list of questions that I thought was super cool. And I can list some of the questions in the comments below, or I mean, in the description of this video. Because, asking your kids every day, "How was your school day?" A lot of times they just shut right down and say, "It was fine," instead of engaging in conversation. So actually asking them questions that would require engagement can be a fun and different way to talk about your school day. And then, you can take that a step further. I don't have children in school anymore, so you can take that another way and do the same type of thing with your work day. Okay, so I figured out what the dog wanted. He wanted his morning special bone that he gets. So while I was doing that, I also printed off that list, a short list of some of the questions that you could ask your child. And they were, "What made you smile today?" So you could ask your spouse these same questions about their work day. "What made you smile today?" And it could be something as easy as somebody told a joke, or "Can you tell me an example of kindness you saw or showed today?" Oh, that's a good one. Like, "My teacher needed help carrying a lot of papers from the office, and I offered to help her." Or if you were at work, you could say, "I saw that so and so was behind, so I helped them today." That type of thing. Or "What did you do that was creative?" Oh, that's a good one, especially if your child has an art or a music class. Oh, yeah. Or even a creative writing class. Um, "Who did you sit with at lunch?" That's always a fun one, because when you ask your kids, "How was your day today?" they aren't thinking about who they sat with at lunch today. So there's no story to be told there. And "Was anyone in your class gone today? And do you know why?" So that way it opens the door for, if a child was sick today, that maybe you could pray for them or something like that, if you were a praying type family. But it also helps them, especially at the beginning of the year, to remember names. "Tell me something you know today that you didn't know yesterday." Instead of asking them, "So what'd you learn at school today?" ask them more specific, like, "What do you know today that you didn't know yesterday?" And that's kind of a neat way of saying, "What'd you learn today?" Because I remember my parents used to ask me, "So what did you learn today?" And you had to rack your brain to try to, what did I learn today? Um, "Did you like your lunch? Tell me about your lunch. Was it?" And that would totally be a question for me that I would ask, because I'm a foodie, so I want to hear all those things. "What was the hardest rule for you to follow today?" So especially if you have a hyperactive child, that would be a great question to help with a teaching moment, actually, to let your kids know why that was hard, and what, the reason why, that type of thing. And then if you could change one thing about today, what would it be? And let's say I asked my husband that. If you could change one thing about today, what would it be? And maybe he would say, I would leave the house 5 minutes earlier so that I wouldn't have all the traffic. Or, a child might say, if I could change one thing about today, maybe it would be that we didn't have that quiz. But it opens the door for conversation. The next one would be, what made your teacher smile? And it could be anything that made your teacher smile. If it was somebody told a joke, or somebody had all the right answers, or something like that. But what made your teacher smile? And that takes the focus off of them and puts it on somebody else. And again, opens up the line of communication with your child. Oh, and then on the downside of what made your teacher smile and what made her frown. And it could be that Sally or Susie or Steve did something that was wrong. Again, opening the communication lines and gets them to talk about a specific instance that happened during the day. If you could switch seats with anyone in your class, who would it be and why? And it might be that Sally or Susie or Steve sits next to your best friend and you wish you could sit next to your best friend. Or so and so seemed really sad and nobody talked to her, so I would switch seats with her so that I could be her friend. That would be really cool. And what kind of a person were you today? So I'm a firm believer that your attitude bright and early dictates your attitude for the day. So if you wake up saying this is going to be an awful day, it's going to be an awful day. But if you wake up in the morning and you take the attitude that today is a fresh new day, and yesterday's over, so today's a fresh new day, a fresh new start every day, then you can dictate how you're going to react to things all day long. So, what kind of a person were you today is a great question. It allows a child to open up about how they felt, or what kind of a person was I today? I was an angry person today, and this is why. Or I was a happy person today, and this is why. Or I was a grateful person today, and this is why. This is another great question for work as well, because sometimes work can get you stressed out and cause you to be less than perfect. Not that anybody's perfect. Nobody is perfect, but you get the idea. So this is it. It was just a post that I saw on social media, and I thought this is really cool. So you can see the full list at herviewfromhome.com and see the full list of 50 questions to ask your kids after school instead of, how was your day? I thought that was kind of neat. Yeah. So now I'm going to start thinking about these questions so that when my husband and we sit at the kitchen table and talk every night for dinner. It's just he and I actually, we sit at the dining room table. We don't sit at the kitchen table anymore. But it's a time to turn your phone off. Well, that is after I send my girls a picture of our dinner. We have this fun little group chat where we share our dinner meals, and I started it in hopes that my daughters would cook instead of order out. So, anyways, it seems to be working. But I post our dinner pictures every night in the group chat, and then we put our phones down. We don't pick them up again until after we're done eating dinner. So we're in the dining room. There's no television, no radio, just husband and I, and we talk. We talk about our day. We talk about our week. We talk about things that are coming up. This is where we do all of our talking. And it's lovely, but usually it starts off with, so how was your day, honey? So now I have ideas for how to change that first question. Again, it's really easy to get caught up in the mundane, my day was fine, and just not talk about it. Because one, you've already put it out of your mind, or, the workday continued and things changed. And, but this way is a way to be more specific about your questioning to engage in better conversation. So I thought it was great, and I hope y'all enjoyed that. So on a similar note, I also scrapbook and make junk journals, as well as diamond paint. And some of my junk journal videos are also on this YouTube channel. So if you want to check them out, you can go do that. But I found, or I was given, a book that I'm going to start incorporating in my daily WIP and Chats or whatever. And it was called The Guided Journal, God is My Happy Place. And it really is like a scrapbook type book. So when do you feel the happiest? And so you just journal when you're happiest. And you are God's greatest work of art, created for a wonderful purpose. And then the next one is, we all have some really great moments, and those should be remembered. What was one of the greatest moments of your life? And you get 2 pages to write many of these in. So write about one thing that truly inspires you. The world is a beautiful place filled with wonder. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would it be? How cool is this, right? Do you know that smiling when you don't feel like it can actually change your mood? Didn't we just kind of talk about that, about how you can, your attitude first thing can dictate your entire day? So write down 5 things that make you smile. What is something you're hoping for right now? And then word of the day is laugh. What can you laugh about today? You don't have to be willing and able. Just be willing because God is able. Who do you feel completely loved by, and why? So it's just a whole bunch of, block sentences, questions that help you on your journal journey. And I thought that was really cool. So I thought I would share it. I'll make its own playlist, but I thought I would share that. And I'm not going to share what I write, but I'm going to share the actual quest for the day, and see if, and I might share a little bit in the comments. But what do y'all think about that? I just love it. I just love it. I think that today there's a lot of lack of communication for anything, for at work, at school, at play, at home. There's just a lot of lack of communication. And so if something that easy can get you to open up about something, like let's say you write something in your journal, or you on your quest for the day, it might get you to open up when you get home and go, you know what, I had to do this exercise today and it made me laugh so hard, and this is what it was. And so you might learn something about your child, your significant other, just something you didn't already know. My husband and I have been together 25 years, and I still learn things about him every day. Learn things about his family, his past, his likes and dislikes. And, you would think after 25 years, I would know him better than anybody in the world, right? But there's still, I always said if I go a day without learning, then that's the end. It's time to hang up my diamond painting pens or something like that. So yeah, I thought I would do that, and I'll probably start that next week because there's like 5, and then there's a scripture. So 5 quests, or like Monday through Friday, and then there's a scripture. And then I could do that on the weekend. So I was thinking about adding that into my diamond painting, kind of into my WIP and Chats. And if I don't do one every day, then I would do the questions. I would double up on the next one if I missed one or something like that. So yeah, let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in. Um, it would help you along your journaling journey. And I'm a big believer in journaling, because not so much to journal negative things, but journal so that when you're not here anymore, your ancestors, not ancestors, but your family will have those journals to remember or know some more history about you, maybe about your family. Think about like the Diary of Anne Frank. I mean, we wouldn't know anything about her and her family and their quest for freedom had she not journaled. Well, wrote in her diary, same thing as journaling. But this way you have a prompt, and it prompts you to put things in your journal that you might otherwise have not have thought about. Like, who cared about what makes me laugh? Well, you'd be surprised how many people care about what makes you laugh. Or um, what was some of the other ones that were in there? You know, your one dream. Like you have your one bucket list dream, um, and maybe your immediate family knows about it, but your extended family doesn't know about it, and maybe they have that same dream too, and would be really cool to. Well, that's where I get that from, because grandma did this, or you know, however that would play out for you. But yeah, I think that it's so cool because so much history is being lost today. And this is just an easy way of leaving some history behind when we're no longer in this world. So, anyways, if that got a little too deep for you, I'm really sorry. Um, but that's how I feel. So let me know how you feel about that in the comments. And then I can share that on a daily or on a WIP and Chat day. Let's just put it that way, on a WIP and Chat day. So I am almost finished with this section. That was really quick. I feel like that was really quick. I just have one more color, and then I'm done with this section. And then I'm going to go get myself ready because I have to do a WebEx doctor's appointment this morning. I do have to work. So I will get this up and then go do those things and get ready. So a WebEx, yes, although you're home, you still have to be presentable. So I can't be in my pajamas, in other words. So I will go get dressed. I have to still figure out how to do I didn't get the email yesterday that they said I would get for prior to doing this WebEx doctor's visit. So I'm going to have to call them this morning and make sure that everything is still good. I got an email yesterday. I got a phone call yesterday, just as reminders that I have um, an appointment, but I never got the WebEx link. So I need to call them this morning. If I don't if for some reason this appointment doesn't happen, then that puts me a whole month back. So I can't have that. This has got to happen this year or it's not going to happen at all. And I don't know how many of you are in the know, but I am in the process of having weight loss surgery. It's quite a process nowadays, and you have to go through hoops and barrels just even before they get your insurance approval. I've already garnered that information, and I know what my copay is going to be and all of that kind of good stuff, but they won't even submit for approval until you go through all these things. And this is one of those things. And if for some reason you miss an appointment or you have to reschedule, it won't happen until next month, and that puts you a whole month behind. And I'm already 1 month behind because of we had some really bad weather and I was 10 minutes late for an appointment and they said, nope, sorry. And so I had to wait a whole month for the reschedule. So I'm already a month behind, but this has to happen this year. And this has to happen in order for them to be able to fix my back. So I'm really stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. And if this appointment doesn't happen today, I will be very upset. But then, this morning I was thinking about it and I was thinking, okay, this has to happen this year or it's not going to happen at all. That is a for sure thing because of insurance. My deductibles are all covered for this year, and so it needed to happen this year. So if it doesn't happen by this year, it's not happening at all. And maybe all of these hiccups in my road, I call it my road to Wonderland, and maybe all these hiccups are happening because I shouldn't have this surgery. I don't know. I'm just really struggling with the whole thing right now because so many things have gotten in the way and put me behind. And I'm already looking at end of October into November, which is putting me really close to the end of the year. So I don't know. We'll see. I have already told them if it doesn't happen this year, it's not happening at all. And I'll have to figure out something else. But in the meantime, this is my goal. So I will have to call them bright and early. What time is it now? Yeah, I'll probably start calling in the next 15 minutes because I need to know this is a WebEx appointment, and I need to know how that's going to work. Anyways, I finished with that section, guys, and I don't know if you caught that, but I moved my release paper and opened up half of the next section. I am addicted to diamond painting. Hi, my name is Y with TheBurgsrun, and I'm addicted to diamond painting. That's funny, right? I can't go a day without diamond painting. I did, however, go Sunday. I went one whole day without diamond painting, but I went and met a friend from the diamond painting community. So I guess that counts, right? Because we went out of town to meet them. And oh my gosh, had such a good time. So I guess that counts as diamond painting, right? No? Okay. But yeah, I can't go a day. It's awful. It's just awful. So yes, I'm going to Disney and I'm taking diamond painting with me because this chick can't go a day without it, or I'll have withdrawals. There's such a thing as withdrawals from diamond painting. Anyways, that is all I have for you today. And until next time. Oh, thank you for hanging out with me. I forgot all about the thank yous here. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you returning subscribers. If you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you liked what you saw today and maybe want to stick around. So until next time, my friends, have a fab day.